Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I want to give my commentary on Dr. Heavenly bringing up the fact that we just see Melody Cherie, quote unquote, a little bit in every episode. And I just really want to talk about the blatant attempt to try and phase Melody Cherie out, and it just seems like self-sabotage in regards to Carlos King, in my opinion. And also, I want to, really talk heart to heart about the recent content creator beefs. And I just want to give my perspective on things. Now, before we get into these important topics, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video. If you hit the like or dislike button, either one of those work the same, meaning that YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you as one of the showstoppers. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, you all know that yesterday evening, Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly, they had their usual Messy Monday show where right now they are recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville. And of course, they gave commentary on the various sub storylines. Dr. Heavenly, you're going to hear her thoughts on some of the cast in this soundbite that I'm going to play. Typically, I give my commentary on their Messy Monday shows on Monday nights, but we all know that the lovely Queen Sheba, she was live for like 4 hours last night. So I was hanging in there. I watched it to the end and I told myself, I said, well, I just won't be creating content tonight. I'll do it on Tuesday night. And, then I took a shower and went to bed after, her show was over. And so I'm going to speak my heart after we talk about their Messy Monday show. So I'm going to go ahead and play this soundbite. Of course, the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed for criticism. All right, so I'm going to play this soundbite and then come back with my commentary.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's it then. So I'm happy for Tisha. I think that her and Marcel make a great couple. I think that even if it was concrete evidence, she would stay. And I ain't saying nothing wrong with that. I do see Mel as a mentor figure. I do see that her energy gives that she's been through a lot. She's very wise. Again, Mel gives the energy that she don't fuck with none of them, but she's just doing it. And it's okay. You know what I mean? That's her reality. You know what I'm saying? And don't touch her shades either because she's too fly for y'all. And Trisha gives me sneaky leak. And she really is going to step out on this man, this poor man, and he's going to be very angry about it. And when she works out with Martell, I hope Martell don't put it on her because, all he got to do is put some charm. I mean, all he got to do is put a little water on it. He got it, okay? It's already grown, okay? And who else I want to talk about? I like Kimmy and Maurice's relationship and their interaction. I really like them. So what else you got? And Martell wasn't on there today, was he? Martell was not this episode. He's back next week, and you will see him training. So y'all separate episodes between him and Melody. Melody's in every episode, even if it's a little bit. And y'all get paid per episode, correct? Well, I'm not gonna tell you what's in the contract. I know you ain't no damn fool, and I know that if somebody episode they not getting paid, so that's how y'all separate that out. And I know that her and Martell probably can't be in the same episode, being that she done filed suit on his ass. So and I know that Melody is the executive producer with some kind of power. So bitch, if you be her. They could be in the same episode together, Dr. Heavenly. That's in the episode. I said not the same room. They're not in the same room together now. Show has been on 8 years. I didn't realize it had been 8 years. Well, no, the thing is this: it's going. So this show premiered. I may. You know why I get confused? The whole seasons thing. It don't be years, right? I know. I want to say this show debuted in 2017 or 18. So it could be. What season is it for? The season 7? They're calling it season 8, season 5 because that is the season be confusing. But I want to say So this show has been on since 2018. So it's been on for 6 years. So why would you say season 8? Season? I know I got it wrong because I get so confused. You know, your network doesn't do this, but a lot of networks give the y'all show doesn't have 2 seasons in 1 year. Got it. Okay, so you might have more than 1 season in a year. Exactly. Okay. That's why it gets confusing. But I want to get your thoughts on this Stormy versus Tisha. Stormy.
Okay, y'all, I really want to dig deep on that soundbite. I want to go beneath the surface because it is very significant. First, I have to say, Dr. Heavenly and Carlos King, their bodily functions that they just do willy nilly on a live broadcast on Mondays, it is ridiculous, okay? So Carlos King, he always has the excess mucus in his throat, okay? And for him to be vegan, I just don't get it. If he ate dairy every day, I would understand because dairy produces excess mucus. But the fact that he always has excess mucus, I'm like, dude, you don't eat anything from the animal. Why is that? And then Dr. Heavenly, it's her ear itching or her throat, and she makes that weird sound. They just do everything like we live with them or something. And they're way too comfortable, okay? But now that I have gotten that out of the way, so let's talk about that soundbite because it was very important. First, I want to say that throughout their commentary, Dr. Heavenly, she actually said that Lurnell, gives church lady vibes and nice, and said that she could be like a mentor. She said she was actually kind of almost surprised that she and Tisha were beefed out because she seems like Nell would be a mentor for Tisha. It's clear that Dr. Heavenly does not pay attention to Love and Marriage Huntsville. And not only has she not seen the previous seasons, but she hasn't really like paid attention to see what time it is. Now, to what's really important, Dr. Heavenly pointed out that Melody Cherie is in every episode, even if, quote unquote, it's just a little bit. She's acknowledging that production edits Melody out, and then that's why she said, and you all do get paid per episode, correct? She's trying to make sure that Melody is still getting her money because she is still appearing in each episode, even if it's just for like a scene. Dr. Heavenly is acknowledging this because she knows that Love and Marriage Huntsville started out as Melody's brainchild. And of course, we know that Carlos King transformed it from like an HGTV inspired show to an ensemble cast show. But it was still Melody's baby. And Dr. Heavenly has interviewed Melody on her YouTube channel like 3 times. She knows that Melody is the star. So she sees the BS that is happening during this current season, season 7. But then I also said to myself, well, Ebony, you also know that whenever Carlos King creates content for his podcast / his YouTube channel, you're always able to sense how pre-produced it is. And a part of me feels like Carlos King asked Dr. Heavenly just to go ahead and put the cards on the table and acknowledge the fact that we are seeing such a very small amount of Melody in each episode of season 7 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I believe that he asked her to say it so that she could also try to play it off and say, because Martell has been arrested and now convicted of Revenge P, that Melody is seen very little in the episodes because she mistakenly said, because they can't be in the same episode, because she done took him to suit, and Carlos gets to correct her. No, they can be in the same episode, just not in the same room. And Dr. Heavenly said, yeah, I meant not in the same room. It's almost like Melody is being punished for taking the evidence to the magistrate and getting the warrant against Martell. She's being punished. But Martell gets to disrespect, your production, Carlos, and say that the cast of a reality TV show that you produce are all actors. He gets to embarrass you on a large platform like Instagram, on your page, on your post, and say that your ensemble cast are all actors. And yet you punish Melody Cherie, who up until this season has faithfully promoted Love and Marriage Huntsville and has supported you and your Kingdom Reign production company since the beginning of you all working together. It's really triggering and it's really sad and unfair. But this is what we all have experienced at one point or another in corporate America, right? Where people treat you away. Perhaps you spoke up about some racism, or perhaps you were sexually harassed, and then they take it out on you in some form or fashion. I feel like that is what is happening to Melody. During season 6, we all felt like Miss Van was being mistreated when we did not see her during season 6. And now, we're not seeing much of Melody. And it's just really unfair. And then I have to pose the question, what is the point? Why would you try to phase Melody out? Because it would be delusional to assume that the other cast members have the fan base to sustain the ratings. Sure, you may get several dozen thousands of views, but is that enough? Is that satisfactory to own, to keep the lights on, to bring the show back? It just seems like to phase Melody out, to show her less and less in each episode. It seems like a form of self sabotage that Carlos King does. And some of you have even commented in videos past about how he'll start off with a good concept for a show. The show will start off solid and authentic, and then he finds a way to destroy it. I think that it is like self sabotage. Like, I wish he would bring that up with his therapist. What are they talking about in those sessions? But it just really feels like self sabotage. And I really do think that he asked Dr. Heavenly to bring it up almost so that it could seem like it's Melody's fault that we're seeing less of her because she got someone arrested who tried to threaten her with revenge P. And then on the contrary, they're showing so much of Stormy. And I made a video a few weeks ago where I had like this breakthrough, like, oh my gosh, they're totally trying to make Stormy like the nucleus, the center of Love and Marriage Huntsville. She's having all these one-on-one scenes where she's supposed to be really focused on what the person is saying, giving them her listening ear, trying to give them useful advice, trying to be like the center, almost like the mom in Soul Food or something. But it's just not coming off real. That is coming off scripted. A question that I do have is Stormy's success story on TikTok. Will that be filmed for Love and Marriage Huntsville? Are they going to show, her TikTok visuals? Will she have a scene where she tells everyone or talks to Courtney about it? Because like we know that we're not going to see mimosas with Melody. And then I feel like Carlos thinks that he covers his tracks very well because when Marceau interviewed with Dustin Ross, he told Dustin that the Black Expo in Atlanta was not filmed for the show. So even if Melody tried to complain that Kingdom Reign production does not really follow her reality, when she throws different impactful, significant events like Mimosas with Melody, which benefited Hill Harper's campaign, then he could say, well, Melody, it's not just you. We also did not film the Black Expo in Atlanta. He tries to do those things. But will he show Stormy's TikTok success, trying to further push her, make her the nucleus of the show? That is something that we will have to look out for. What did you all think about Dr. Heavenly acknowledging that Melody, we see her in every episode, but just a little bit? What did you think about that? And do you think that Melody is being punished for bringing charges against Martell surrounding the Revenge P? Now, I want to talk about something that I know has been on a lot of people's hearts. I know that it's been very difficult to watch, and that is, beef amongst some content creators. Of course, I wish that it did not exist, but I know that in this earthly life, there will sometimes be arguments and disagreements amongst human beings. That's just how it is, right? God did not make us all the same. In the physicality of us all, we all have the same amount of limbs and fingers and toes. We have two sides of a brain, the decision making side and the creative side. Our physicality has a lot of similarities, but even then, we're different skin tones. Some have freckles, different hair textures, and He built us to think independently. So it's going to be very natural and expected for people to have differing opinions. And I guess it just boils down to how you let people live and let people have their opinions, right? I mean, even sometimes, like, someone may disagree with me. For the most part, people, give their opinions and it's all love. It's all good. And then, some people, they get really mad, like, how dare you have that opinion? And, they may get a little rude or a little disrespectful. But, again, that's just like a couple of folks, right? So, in my opinion, a lot of the beefs, it actually centers, it goes back to some of the cast members. Before I touch on that, I just want to speak to why I chose these two graphics, because they dealt with obviously contention and division. And when I look at the visual to the right, the fallacy of division, I got that from an MBA website. The MBA stands for the Masters in Business Administration. And it's the 4weekmba.com/fallacy of division. So I wanted to give them their props for creating that graphic. And so it makes me think of, just a few cast members versus all of the content creators. And that all of the content creators would be the majority of the people that you see on the bottom. And then they're split into like two groups, right? That's what it kind of seems like. Even when content creators have a beef, we all share the same lovely subscribers, and it kind of tears them apart, and it's kind of sad to see, because we all agree that Martell ain't shit. That, to me, I always say, like, that's the glue that bonds us together in the LAMH sector. So I feel like speaking out against the Revenge P, giving statistics on Revenge P, uplifting Melody, calling out the ignorance and the division. I think that's important, because it kind of speaks to, you want to call out something that isn't right. It's like telling the enemy to get behind you. So you want to call it out. And that is why, like, I analyze Wanda's lives, because when she goes live on YouTube or Instagram, I want to analyze, how she's, in my opinion, she tries to get in within the millimeters and have everyone at each other's throats, or trying to get in your heads for division. So, I sense that when I listen to her, and then I bring it to my channel, in my opinion. And even then, like, some people, they want to control and steer your creativity, and I feel like this is America. This is the land of the free. There's like a million different YouTube channels. You can enjoy all sorts of content. Just like me, there's a million different ways that I can create, and even if I do non-love and marriage Huntsville stories, I accept that those videos get a lot fewer views because I know that my subscribers, they love to discuss the topics surrounding love and marriage Huntsville. And I feel like the Wanda analysis, in my opinion, for me, it's something that I like to do and I like to create and speak on. And you are free to watch whatever it is that you like. And I say that respectfully and in love. So I know for me, I've been a subscriber to bloggers for years, and I don't click on a video to leave a comment that says, um, why did you make this video, or why do you cover her, or I can't stand listening to her. I don't leave comments like that, but my mind doesn't even go in that direction. If it's like a celebrity that I don't really follow or don't know, or if I don't really care to listen to them, I don't even click on the video, and I just go to another video on their channel that I do want to watch. I just That's just how my energy is set up. But these visuals, the one to the left, contention, it deals with, there's a reason and then there's an objection, and then sometimes there's evidence, or what we call receipts. But what I want to just point out is the recent beefs that we've seen in the past several days, in my opinion, goes back to Maurice, being at the center of it, because literally, if he hadn't launched any lawsuits, then it would not have led to the recent arguments between a couple of beloved, popular content creators. Several months ago, we saw this same similar contention, going back to Kiki and her mom, between a couple of content creators. And that even, I believe, led to litigation. So it's very interesting that a few cast members, they have managed to be the center, the beginning of division amongst the content creators. So that's when mentally you have to stay vigilant, so that you can tell when someone is trying to provoke you to anger. And that's in all facets of life, not just here on YouTube, but on your job, at your place of worship. If you're someone who enjoys volunteering in the various groups at your church, honey, there will definitely be times where you're tested. People almost get possessive of you when you're volunteering at the church. So it's like, okay, you don't like how I did that? Well, dock my pay. Oh, that's right. You're not paying me. Okay. I'm doing this because I love the Lord. Okay. Not because I'm trying to answer to you. But, you have to be able to say, okay, they're just trying to provoke me. I'm going to ignore them. And it's okay to ignore an invitation to argue. Don't care about how you look to others. If they judge you and say that you're a punk or you're scary, don't even care what they say, because they can't judge you anyway. They are not perfect. They are not God. They are no better than you. So whatever judgments that they try to put on you, just ignore it and don't even care, because you know that their judgments mean nothing. Pursue and protect your peace. And so I would just say, ignore if someone says something, and then if you can't ignore it, if it's on your heart to say something, then by all means, speak your heart. But if you can, try and ignore it, or try to gauge what's a minor and what's a major offense. I remember my god sister taught me that. We're the baby in our families of large families. So like she said, everything changed when she learned to decide what was minor and what was a major offense. And when she taught me that, I have to say, most of this bullshit out here, and when I say bullshit out here, I'm talking about in life, this earthly life, most of it is a minor offense. And so that is my take. And I always say to the content creators, whenever you find yourself in a pickle, just, ignore and just keep making your content. Keep making your content as you are led and inspired. So I thank you all so much for watching this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I'm sure that I will play some music tonight before I go to bed, and I'm sure I will post it on my community tab. So be sure to look out for that. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.